Hello, welcome to a new video. In today's video, we're going to take a look at Leavanny in the Open Great League. And honestly, the last time I took a look at this Pokemon, of course, when it got first released, I was really impressed on how strong this thing actually was. And so I kind of wanted to give it another try here. Also, with the current meta being very much kind of towards like ground and water type Pokemon, I was thinking that a Pokemon like Leavanny has definitely a lot of play here. But not only this as well, you're going to have great pacing, which is very important in the current meta, as there are Pokemon like Morpeko around, which are going to be very tricky to beat if you don't have the pacing for them. And so today we're going to take a look here at a team with a Miltank as my say swap, and in the back we're going to have the Dunsparce. Miltank is very interesting, has a lot of utility as well for this team, which you're going to go in depth there as well. But as you can see here, we are going to have the opponent with a Dugong. They're going to go into their Azumarill, and yeah, they actually forfeit here already. They didn't even see my secondary charge move here, and this is the main reason why I like Miltank as a save swap here over any other kind of Pokemon. The thing is with Miltank, you have access to a Thunderbolt. There's Thunderbolt and Ice Beam. Both of them have a little bit of play depending on like what Pokemon you can beat with the Leavanny, which maybe gonna see later as well. I don't know why we are going to encounter a Ponyard, by the way. Here we're in very high Elo range as well. But yeah, what we're gonna see here with Thunderbolt today, a lot of times, of course, they're gonna try to swap in their Azumarill or their Feraligatr. And all those Pokemon don't like Thunderbolt, and this is really nice. There are Pokemon where Ice Beam would be kind of nice, because actually Leavanny as a lead, because it's also a part bug type Pokemon, and you have fast move of Shadow Claw, you're going to be also kind of acting as an anti-grass type Pokemon with it as well, where of course Ice Beam would be a little bit better to have, but I definitely like Thunderbolt quite a bit on Miltank, as you can see already as well. The opponent is really in a bad spot now. They're gonna go into their Earth Ring now. We can try to go for the Body Slam and get them even lower here as well. And we can just go for the Rollout down with our Dunsparce. We don't even have to go for a Charge move. I don't really care too much about this matchup at all anymore. The opponent has nowhere to go. We still have 3 Pokemon left. They can go for their Swift the entire time if they want to. There is literally nothing I am worried about. Close Combat is coming through again, and we can go for the full farm down, and like, what do they want to do here? Leavanny against Pokemon like the Ariados is going to be interesting as well, but we can swap out straight away into the Miltank, and the benefit of having Miltank as a save swap is as well that you're going to be able to go for the Body Slam basically at the same time as they're going to be able to reach their own first charge move as well. Here, they're going to be able to go for that launch, but as we see already, the opponent is quite low, and they swap out into the Greninja. Again, we have access to the move of Thunderbolt, and this is why we have it. While yes, we were debuffed here from the launch, we're still going to do a ton of damage against the opponent's Greninja, forcing them to go for a Hydro Cannon as well. A Night Slash is not going to be enough from this range, and so we're going to let the move go through here. It's still going to do a lot of damage against Leavanny. Leavanny is not known for its bulk, but Leavanny is known for being able to farm down things, having a lot of fast move and charge move pressure, which is all we kind of want from it anyway. I was expecting the Ariados coming in here as well, but what I always like to have with like those Pokemon that are very attack rated and have hard hitting fast charge moves, I like to keep kinda one always there on the side, because as you're gonna see here, we're going to have already 2 charge moves in against us. We have a charge move stored already onto our own on our own Dunsparce here. And what this kind of allows us to do is we're going to be able to kind of stall the opponent's clock down a little bit. We can go for 2 charge moves here, 2 rollouts, and with this we're going to now have a charge move stored already for them, which is going to be, of course, in this case, we're going to go for the Leaf Blade for a bait, because I'm very certain that the opponent is going to use a shield here anyway. But now we're going to be able to just go for that extra, and we're going to get a ton of damage against them, maybe a knockout, or let's find out. It is just barely not enough, but it doesn't matter because we still have 1 shield, we have our rollout coming through, and this is going to be a good game. And this is kind of showcasing very well why Leavanny has like so much play. A little bit of an issue here might be against Pokemon like Manabuzz, but we're gonna try to catch a move here, which works out super well. We get even a free fast move in with our Miltank, and so we're gonna be actually in a very solid spot with that. We're gonna get out the opponent's Gastrodon, which I thought was a very good thing for us, because now we're gonna be able to have this matchup here. We can go for the Body Slam spam. And we have later on still our Dunsparce against whatever they have in the back. And honestly, I should have not used the shield here. I don't think this is a smart decision to go for a shield. What I thought is I would be able to get both of the shields from the opponent by going for a rollout here. But I should have just kind of left it to my Leavanny to get some energy on this Pokemon, go for a Leaf Blade, knock them out. Because what we're going to see here is they're going to go for the Body Slam as well, which I was expecting. And we're going to be able to get the shield back, which is also totally fine. But we're now going to be in a scenario where we don't really have a benefit anymore. Like, we don't really have any kind of benefit because this is not going to be enough to knock them out after the body slam nerf. And so, yeah, we're going to be able to go into the Leavanny. We're going to have to take a charge move here still, which is going to be, of course, that a body slam. And so it's going to be a bit of a trickier one. We're going to get out into our own Dunsparce as we're going to face a Feraligatr. And this looks like a really good matchup for us, generally speaking, because we're going to be able to resist the fast move from the opponent. We're going to be able to two-shot the opponent. And I think we have a little bit of fast move advantage as well, which might even allow us to outspeed the opponent later on. So it is not looking too bad. Here we have a little bit of lag. I don't think it really mattered. I think we just lost one turn, but it didn't matter because the opponent goes for a charge move anyway. But they're going to be able to get to the next charge move at the same pacing as I get to my own. And so we kind of going to be... Oh, we're not going to be forced to swap out because the opponent stays in here. And I definitely remember that there was a time where I wanted to swap out and it didn't really work out. I feel like I didn't... Like, the battles were done 1.5 days ago, basically. And I did climb a lot with this team, by the way. Like, I would really recommend you to try this team. Here I had like a little bit of lag, I think, before. And I don't know, like, it just doesn't really work out there. I wanted to swap out already before. And it's always kind of awkward to talk about lag because the thing is, when I do videos here, they're split up by nearly 2 times. So frame drops of like 2-3 frames, which might be impactful for swapping out, are just not visible in those videos, which is what it is. But as you're going to see here, we're sadly going to lose this battle now as Leavanny is going to go down. Shall try to catch the move maybe before, maybe it was my mistake, who knows. But we can move on to the next opponent. From the last time I showcased Leavanny, there was one thing that I definitely learned, and this is that against a Melema here, never go for the bait, never go for the bait. This was clearly, by the way, a superpower. If we don't get a free fast move against the opponent at that point where they threw the charge move, it is always going to be the superpower. It's never going to be the other move there as well. Like, there is literally no way that this could happen. And so it was kind of easy for me to predict that it's going to be the resisted superpower instead of the neutral foul play, which would have knocked us out. And so I'm kind of happy with the scenario that we're in here right now. Superpower should not knock us out here either from this range, I think. But we can go for a Drill Ram, do a ton of damage, do way more damage actually than I expected it would do. And we can use a shield here against the opponent's Melema. As they're gonna go for a foul play, it's actually totally okay for me. I'm kind of want to put myself into a position where I have the most amount of kind of options here. What we're gonna see is I'm going to have still 3 Pokemon left. And as the opponent decided to use a shield against us before, I was expecting that very likely weak to my normal type Pokemon in the back, and we're gonna see if this is going to be the case here as well. You're gonna get the knockout in there. It is going to be a Toxapex. So they were weak to Drill Run of our Dunsparce, but they're also going to be weak to the Thunderbolt of our Miltank here, which is going to be great. Doing already half of the opponent's health is really, really lovely here, I have to say. We're gonna let the move go through, and I'm fairly certain that our Dunsparce is going to be fine here in order to win the battle. I think we have some energy on our Leavanny as well still, and so Dunsparce is coming in. If you wonder, why did I wait out the clock there? I still have 2 Pokemon, there's kind of a clear path. At this point, I kind of wanted to just open up all the different kind of possible options of winning this battle. I was not too sure if this would actually all knock it out. It does actually, but I could have even tried to go for a timeout win. Horrible lead, or is it? It depends on what fast move they're running. They're running sadly the wrong one, and so we forced swap out straight away into our Miltank. They're running, of course, Powder Snow, which is very difficult for our entire team, to be fair. Like, Shadow Claw would have been better for every single Pokemon on my team because the normal types can resist it. And here the opponent tries to catch a move until he is 0, but it's going to be that super effective Thunderbolt, which I'm totally happy about. And Ice Beam doesn't knock me out from this range yet either, and so I'm going to be kind of in a solid spot here, as we can go for another Thunderbolt, get them low, and I could even decide to swap out afterwards to try to get as much energy as possible with my Dunsparce, but I decided to stay in here for a little bit. I can go for the full farm run, I guess, with my Leavanny now, which is totally okay. Or I swap out here. I didn't need to swap out. I definitely did not have to swap out of there, but I kind of just, I don't know why I did this. Like, the Ice Beam would have never went through if I didn't swap. Like, they only went through because I swapped there. But the opponent decided to swap out into their own Sand Slash, which I feel like is a very weird play, knowing that my lead is very weak to it. But I guess they have 2 Pokemon where my lead has some problems against. But at least against this boy here, the fast move is going to be super effective of my Leavanny. And so I'm not even too worried about it yet. We're going to be able to go for another Rock Slide. I'm going to get the knockout as well here. And so it's down now to the Sand Slash against my team, and I decide to let the move go through. My play is to win by fast move pressure at this point. But also, I can still try to go for the odd charge move here, especially as my fast moves were unaligned as well. So, like, there is actually no loss from that. Because I feel like as I am going to be able to win the CMP tag now, I will be able to get to another move with my Dunsparce as well. And as the opponent knows it, they decide to let the move go through. So we're going to have a bug type against a grass type Pokemon here. This is going to be a very solid force, as the bug typing is going to be super effective against the opponent here. Issue is, it doesn't do enough damage to knock them out straight away. And also, the opponent has a double super effective hit here as well with the Aerial Ace. Aerial Ace would do a lot of damage. Swap out into the Dugong. What we can do is we can go for another Leaf Blade here in order to get at least a shield from the opponent, which does work out super well. We can go for one more fast move and swap out. Like, people always kind of throw an alignment here basically. So like basically where they always know that I don't get a free fast move in. And they are definitely trying always to optimize their move timing. And this is going to be something that's really beneficial to me at this point, because I am going to be able to catch like moves like this quite easily while maximizing the amount of energy on my own Pokemon. So for example, with the Leavanny there, the opponent already had charge move, but they went one over. I knew that they would go one over because it's better in terms of fast move pacing basically, and so I was able to at least catch the move there. Here the opponent actually going to be able to align themselves against the Dunsparce. Now I'm not too worried about it because I have two Pokemon that are good against the opponent's lead. And we're gonna see now the Bastion coming in, which is very tricky for this team when the Dunsparce is gone. Dunsparce is a great answer to Bastion, but as you're gonna see here, we're gonna still try our best. The Leaf Blade is gonna come through and the opponent makes a big mistake by letting those moves go through, because it does more damage than a Thunderbolt does, of course, as it's going to be a stab move from a very hard attacker. And as you gonna see, I decide to overfarm quite a bit here. I have to overfarm quite a bit because I know that the opponent will swap out after this one to basically knock me out with their superior still. But because I overfarmed so much, they should not be able to get to hard-hitting charge move for themselves. And as you're gonna see, I can still reach the body slam. I don't think they expected me to be that fast with this move. And so we are gonna be able to knock them out. We only have our Miltank left, and one Thunderbolt is all it takes to knock them out. They might be able to go for another, Stone Edge here, but it doesn't really matter. Like, it's not going to knock us out at all. They're not Shadow or anything like this, and so Thunderbolt is going to take the KO against the opponent, gonna take the knockout, and we can move on to the next opponent. Talonflame, that's going to be a horrible lead for us, of course. We can go for one fast move and then swap out, and we can get some solid damage in here just to get hardwalled by the Chestnut. And for the people that are still listening at this point, thanks so much for watching the video. I would really appreciate if you would leave a like on the video, subscribe if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe. Would really appreciate it. We're getting close to the 100,000 subscribers. Would really appreciate if you would do that. But anyway, the team that the opponent has here right now, big shout out to you. I am definitely going to showcase this team. I am definitely going to showcase the team. I already did battles with the team that the opponent has because I found this one very creative and I like this one quite a bit. I know that, like, if you follow my channel, the amount of times I showcased Talonflame and Chestnut, I think I was the first person that actually ever used that line, because this was the line that I did for the first community day, I think, from Talonflame. But they're going to have a Morpeko here, and I really enjoy this team, and of course for the few people that are still watching at this point, this team is amazing. So if you want to have a little bit of a heads up, I would recommend you to use this team from the opponent, Talonflame as your lead, save swap of Morpeko, and in the back the Chestnut. Really, really strong team. So like, if you want to have a little bit of a hint, I might actually make a little bit of a server. Maybe I want to make a Discord server as well again for especially members. I think that would be really, really cool to give them like a little bit of a heads up towards like metas, kind of my thought process there. I think that would be really cool. Like, would you like to see stuff like this for like especially like membership, of course, to get a little bit of an extra stuff in like Discord? I think it would be really, really cool. So let me know down below if you would think that would be a great idea. Anyway, we're going to see here the Azumarill against the next opponent's battle there. We're going to be able to go for an Exeter. If they let the move go through, I can go into my Body Slammer. And if they don't let the move go through, I can go into my Drill Runner. They let the move go through, allowing me to now put them into range for a Body Slam. And generally speaking, we pace kind of similarly here to the opponent, which is fine. And so I think I'm going to be able to kind of align myself here as well. I was able to let one move go through. I'm going to see the shield coming up from the opponent as well. And we try our best. And I'm gonna actually let the move go through here as well. Oh no, actually use a shield here against the Crunch. That's great. As now they are gonna get the attack drop as well. I'm gonna be able to go for the next Body Slam. I think I would have been able to just roll out them down anyway. So that's going to be fine for me. What's not gonna be fine is this matchup for the opponent, because we have Thunderbolt. Going to do super effective damage against the opponent. They're definitely not going to enjoy this one at all. And so they're very likely gonna swap out of here soon. No, they actually decide to catch another Thunderbolt in their face. That is going to be lovely. And I was kind of hoping that's not going to be a Talonflame here in the back. Talonflame is quite commonly paired with the Azumarill currently because there are basically no electric type Pokemon other than Morpeko. But it's going to be even better for us. It's going to be a Pokemon that's weak to Drill Run, Windy, Alone, and Sandslash. And so I could even let the move go through here at this point, I think. And I'm just going to fully farm them down with my Leavanny. I think that's the best play that I can go for. We're going to swap out. We can fully farm them down, but we have to use a shield first. And this is going to make it a little bit awkward because I think the Azumarill has some energy. Let's find out here. We're going to be able to go for the farm down there, but we also can still go for another charge move. And this kind of seals the deal because I should be able to reach another move with my other one as well. And so this is going to be it for this video. Leavanny is amazing. I would recommend you this team definitely as well. And I will see you then. Bye bye.